Hola! Con frijoles. Uh-oh. Grand John didn't just break down. I'm investing. He didn't break down. He's on a phone call. Buddy! You need milk bone, buddy? Watson, up here, dude. Remember? Here. There he is. We got Watson in the house. I'll do this. Move on. Ooh, do I see a tail wag for one of them? Oh, yeah. His newest treat has come to life. Get your butt back. Get off of my controls. Buddy. Milk bone. This fat part of it. You shit. I think you did that just so you could give me a kiss. Ooh, sit. Sit. Well, that's why you chew your food. Yeah, the last link I sent you would be the right one. What it do, everybody? Waiting for the boss to get done on a phone call, and then we're gonna be hauling some dirt. Just hauling it today. Want it? Don't drop it. The doggy bag's getting low. Please don't spit that in my soda. So how's everyone doing? We're out here in the middle of Mars. Oh, John's woken up from his power nap. One more, Meister? You back. All right, Watson, you're going to have to hold on. It is bumpy out here. We'll get thrown off. Finally, about time you figured it out. Hang tight, Watson. Oh, hello. Knocked him off his feet. Apparently you're not. Fuck. Oh, there's some soft dirt. He's always got to get the last word over the TV. Oh! Hey, there's a pothole there. What? You look at me like I'm supposed to do something for you. Ooh. I think it's dab time, Stephanie. She's loaded too. Go, Ricky Bobby, go!
Okay, Ricky.
Go, Ricky Bobby, go! Gas pedals on the rise! Go! Go, Ricky Bobby! Dab tools on my mat, torches down by the floor, Jägermeister. I don't know what the fuck that thing is. Budmeister. But definitely don't think I Thanks, asshole. You got more of those half broken in this stick truck than you have ate, sir. Eat your floor treat. You eat it. I just want that fucking thing projectile on his throat. Oh, that's good shit. I ain't touching that treat, dude. Bubba, you got 6 left.
It lasts a day. Don't drop it. Keep it in your mouth. Don't drop it. Can you get your treat? Can you get your treat? Asshole. You see, can you believe this shit? I had to get fucking Pepsi. Well, I'll make my live unique. Wait, what? What? Oh, that poor gap pin. Brookside, what's poppin'? Hope everything's doing alright for you today. We're out here at Toledo, Washington. Oh, hello. There's a pothole. Oh, there's another. There's another. Ow! Rock's over there shaking his fucking head. What's going on with your car, brother? Right, master cylinders can be that way. Ask Stephanie Schmid, Brookside. I unfortunately had to sell it before I could get it state ref for Washington roads. But I had a 04, my bad, Mazda RX-7, or not 7, RX-8, and sorry, I'm making sure I'm not going to back into the excavator operator. I had done a 350 LT1 swap out of a 87 Corvette, twin port injection, tore the motor down, all forged internals. I ran a Doug Nash 4+3 transmission because I kind of liked the odd how it was I don't want to say it was an automatic and a manual at the same time, but in a way it was. So describing it, when you started the car up, first gear was normal, second gear was second overdrive, third overdrive, and fourth overdrive. So if you press the button in the center of the shifter, it would go back to a normal close gear for like a standard close gear 4-speed. So when I got that fucker up and put together, my slave cylinder master slave cylinder had went bad on it. And digging that fucker out of there when the car is literally this high off the ground and you've got maybe this much room to get that slave cylinder out of that fucking thing, it's a pain in the ass. But for what the car was, it was fun as hell. And hey, Stephanie, is that filter on or no? There it is. The main reason I didn't rebuild the rotary that was in it, Brookside, if you're going to get a rotary, look for an older, like 80s, 70s, 80s. Mazda RX-2, RX-6, RX-7, you know, but the rotary that they put, the 2-rotor 13B that they put in the fucking 04s and on, they're what they call a Genesis rotary, Genesis port rotary. And what that is they run both your intake and exhaust ports on the same side of the rotor housing, which means your intake air temperature is going to get to the same temperature as your fucking exhaust. And rotaries just run fucking hot to begin with. So on the Genesis 13Bs, they tend to crack the rotor housings because of that. So that's my reasoning of why I didn't go ahead and rebuild the Genesis that was in it. It would have cost me more to have rebuilt like an 02 to a 97 13B. But, you know, my boss had a freaking, his son had stolen his 87 Corvette about 2 years prior and had he lost control going around a corner, spun out, and put the ass end of it into a telephone pole. That thing just sat behind his shop for 2 years. And when my boss found out the motor blew at RX-8, he's like, $500, come take what you want out of that Corvette so I can send it to the scrapyard. Tell me that, I'll come get the salad slicers, I'll come get the engine, transmission, full fucking wiring harness. I went and took everything I could load in the back of my truck. That's the number one thing though, brother, that I just seen your message. It's the number one thing you'll hear about any RX-8 owner having issues with. You can buy RX-8s for a dime a dozen because they've either A, got a cracked rotor housing, or B, they've got fucking a split water jacket because of the heat. And you can get them for $500-600 a piece up here all day long. No, but my boss was tired of that, seeing it just sit. And being that the 88 or 86 through 87 Corvettes ran a primarily fiberglass tub, it wasn't worth it for him to fix it. So sucks for him, but at least he got to see what it went into and got to drive what it went into. I don't know what the motor was making. It probably wasn't making more than... It wasn't a stock LT1. I forget all what my boss said he had done to it other than forged internals, but when the fucking thing will burn the tires all the way into third gear and chirp them going into fourth, it's got enough power to get you in trouble. What? Oh, Stephanie, I seen this with this fucking, with this filter, the thermal filter. The vape looks pretty wicked. Move it, Rock. Chop chop. You in my way into you. Alright. Used to have an 88. So the bitch backed up in the parking lot and fucking crumpled the right front fender, snapping both the upper and lower mounts and all that shit. My right front tire on that poor Mustang was sitting like this, dude. I barely was able to drive the fucking thing home. You got the 302? So if you got the, here's the arrow. But I wish there was a way to show photos on here. I'd show you a photo of it, but unfortunately you can't. No, fuck no, dude. Keep that 302. I was putting hurting on fucking little assholes with these Hondas with laptops in mind. Go all forged internals, bro. Throw a nice, healthy fucking cam in that bitch. And get you a set of GT40 heads and slap them bitches on there. Bro, you'll scare yourself. Totally different engine with just the GT40 heads. I'm talking 100 plus horsepower difference. Tuned right. That fucking Mustang about killed me 5-6 fucking times after I put the GT40 heads, healthy fucking cam in it. My dad was the one that bought the cam, so don't ask me what lift. He just told me what parts to buy for with the fucking GT40 heads. It was his old Mustang, so. Unfortunately, a mutual friend of Stephanie Schmidt's, and well, not really a friend of hers, but of her old man's, and mine, is the one who wound up with my Fox body. It's still rolling around Longview, Washington. I just really wish I hadn't let it go. But I didn't have the money to fix it at the time. I just wanted a little more power out of mine, and for years my dad had been thinking about doing GT40 heads on it. I think I got the set of my GT40 heads and then went and had a machine to up the compression a little bit, for I think it was around $1,600 total, and that was with fucking titanium valves and all that, titanium valve seats put in them. See, Stephanie? He gets all comfy in here. He just owns this truck. Falls asleep like that, then falls off. That is true. They will start, unless you do some serious fucking reinforcing of the blocks, they will start fucking getting iffy about that 450, 500 mark. I should have in reality went and got mine dynoed, but you know, at the time we just threw a Holley EFI setup on it. So standalone ECU. There's one real close to mine. I don't know, brother. I personally just dealt last year with helping my boss build his Hall ambulance. So I know it's been on their channel a few times. There was a video where Grindhard Plumbing was here in Castle Rock, Washington. And they had a video of this guy with a Hall ambulance that he did a twin engine, twin pumpkin, twin transmission, but one rear axle. So you take two rear ends, you leave the left side on one, the right side on the other, you cut the fucking axle shafts off. You weld the bitches together. That way you can run twin transmission and all that shit with an intermittent shaft going between the two differentials. We just separated that axle and added in a third super single wheel with a hub instead of just that intermittent shaft. Last year, dude, we fucking put twin Dart 565 cubic inch big blocks in that thing. He's running Holley Sniper EFI. They're supercharged. Before the nitrous, they're rated for 2,000 horsepower apiece. He's got them tuned to 1,000 horsepower apiece. You couldn't pay me enough to ride in that fucking truck. And that guy that just came over to CB is the guy I'm talking about that owns it. No way in hell you could get me to ride in that fucking thing. It's mean, it's safe, but 4,000 fucking horsepower with a 500 shot of nitrous per engine. I've seen that fucking truck light off on nitrous. No, I like my powers, but that's just too much for me. And mind you, that's his bar hopping truck. We were getting it ready to roll last week because 4th of July is coming up. Knowing John, he's going to want to do a couple rolling burnouts. If you're ever up here in the Castle Rock area and you see what looks like 3 semi-tires in line with each other, skidding, that ain't a skid mark. That's just John Redfield fucking doing a rolling burnout again. Oh yeah, dude. I learned to ride on a fucking Suzuki SB1000. Usually myself, I know people that ride thousands give people shit for not riding a fucking leader bike all the time. I'm sorry. I'm fine with a 650, you know, 650 or a Brutale 800, Invia Agusta Brutale 800, you know. That's plenty fast enough already to fucking hurt yourself. I've had my sport bikes. I've had my supermotos. You know. Oh no, I was talking street legal motorcycles. I learned to ride a crotch rocket on a fucking Suzuki SB 1000. It was like an 04, 05. First dirt bike I ever rode was a fucking 1987 Honda CR80R. Good old two-stroke. Mixing gas and hauling ass, as they say. Hey, BW 50s are fun. I've had a few of them little bikes over the years. The last supermoto I had was a 04 DRZ 400 that I stroked out to a 451. 5mm stroker kit, all that shit. So it was a 431cc jug with a fucking, who made the fucking crank again? Not Hot Cams. I'd have to fucking look up who made the crank again, but, it was a 5mm stroker crank that they called for a 431cc jug and a few other parts to fucking make everything work with each other to make a 451cc. But it was fun. Hey, did you get a 250? 500? The Widowmaker? Me and them CR500s do not fucking get along. I'll still ride one though. But actually, if I get another 500 two-stroke, being I've had an 86, a 91, and I think it was a 2000 CR500. Before I get another CR500, I want to get a KX500. And then the next CR500 I get, I want to build. So I want to get the engine, build the engine, go and find me like an 04 or 05 aluminum frame CR250, reinforce its chassis, and then I don't know if you remember a guy called Garutane or whatever. Brutane or whatever his channel is. He's still got channel up, but he deleted all his videos because all people wanted to see was his fucking CR500. I mean, don't build a bike that you don't want people to see, you know. There's a 250 CR500 or 250 frame CR500 engine. I believe it was an 04 chassis that he used, an aluminum 04 chassis. And it was a fucking animal, bro. So, but no, if I get a trail bike, it's gonna be another 250. Probably CR250 two-stroke, or maybe even Yamaha's new 300 TPI. I don't know if I don't know about that, brother. I'm 6'8". I can't fit on a 125 like I used to, bro. So unfortunately, I'm kind of stuck with the larger frame. 6'8" and about $160. Trust me. 500 will stand up in fifth gear. That's one reason I got rid of my crotch rockets down there in Bakersfield, California. I ain't afraid to incriminate myself. It's over 7 years, so they can't do anything about it. Cop lit me up in Bakersfield, I'd run. I didn't run plates on a crotch rocket there in Bakersfield. Little note, they won't go on the bike trails. Only fucking 125 I had though was a YZ 125, but the thing didn't run when I got it, and someone bought it before I could even buy parts for it. So unfortunately, I've never got to ride a 125. Ridden 80, rid a 150 4-stroke. Or pretty much everything bigger or smaller than a 125, never a 125 2-stroke. I heard they can be a little twitchy on the clutch. Can't be that much worse than an 80. Class of 88, fuck yeah, with the YZ. Please tell me, yellow plastic. Like I was just talking with Brookside, not gotten to ride a freaking 125 yet. I've ridden everything bigger and smaller, up to a 500. I wouldn't mind getting my hands on a Myco 700 engine to put into a fucking 500 though. But that's just the inner death wish calling. 700 with someone that weighs about 160 to 170 pounds. I seen that being a piss missile. Well, eventually me and the roommates are going to be getting a few more bikes, being that her kids are getting big enough to start riding in that. So once this contract's over, because we're on a federal contract, might look into getting a few more bikes. Because from what I'm hearing, we're looking at a two, maybe three figure bonus. All I got told by my boss is it's going to be enough to go buy either a new pickup or damn well near new pickup. And he knows my pickup's motor's on its last legs. I've ridden a few YZ80s that were turned into 120, not 125s, 135s, I think they were. I'd have to hit my buddy up there in Bakersfield. 1 second, I can read whoever's message that is. Didn't get to dangle with the truck there. Watson, your face is right in the way of my gear shifter, dude. I got your message, Stephanie. You know, all you gotta do is say, hey, send me another link. At least these are short hauls. Cool. Yes, we still got Watson right here, bouncing his poor chin off of everything. I think he's due for another milk bone. Yeah, milk bone. Asshole. Gotta eat your treats. Oh, where's water there for it? I'll make you one though. That'll work. You're gonna have to wait for water, buddy. Back your leg up. I don't know, class of 88 in Berkside. If you want, you can look on my channel. I used to do a lot of the, not your fucking eBay engine kits. Please do not associate my engines with the fucking eBay kits. Them eBay kits, you bolt them to a bike, they'll only do about 20-25 mile an hour, okay? When I've gone out and had my own crankcases designed to accept moped cylinders, 70cc two-stroke moped cylinders and that shit, and they do 65-70 mile an hour, and I get banned off of go-kart tracks because my motors are too quick. I used to build some pretty nasty fucking two-strokes, small bore two-strokes. It's water, buddy. Oh, it's water. It's water. Taste it. See? It's just water. Boy. Oh, you don't want to drink it? And you just spill it? That's all you get for the rest of the day until work's done. You just made a fucking mess of my truck, dog. Absolutely made a mess. Dune cycles, those are those big ass pedal bikes that have the plastic wheels, right? That kind of look like spaceships in a way. They used to have those down in San Luis Obispo at the dunes. Kind of always wanted to get one of those, seal up the rims, strap one of these Predator 212 bike kits, Death Row bike kits to one, and go float across the lake or something. really hate the safety on this truck. There we go. A Minarelli vertical 2-stroke. Get a 52cc, or not 52cc, 52 millimeter bore, pair it up with a 43 millimeter or 45 millimeter stroke crank. That'll put it at roughly about 92 cc's. Pair it with a CR80 pipe. Woo! Make sure you got a pumper style carb, and that bitch will fucking sing 14,500 all day. If you balance your crank right. That would be nasty. But as for standard bicycle kits, I've done a few of those 2-strokes on 3-wheelers for people. Just bone stock, like eBay fucking engine kits and all of that damn Bikeberry bullshit. Swear to God, any engine you order from Bikeberry, dude, don't ever go to tighten a bolt on it. The fucking threads are like butter. There you go. You ever want a good engine kit built that'll have more power than what you'll probably need? Either talk with me or fucking talk to Kurt Smoke or Smoke Performance. You can look up Smoke Performance on Google. Kurt Smoke, which would be Ethan Smoke's dad, is on Facebook, but he's a part of Smoke Performance. I got out of doing the Minarellis with them about 2 years ago because fucking costs just kept going up on shit. But I didn't like what prices they were charging anymore for motors. I got into it not really to make money, just to fucking have fun and help other people get out there and have fun on a fucking bike with a 2-stroke motor. But, you know, their Minarelli verticals on their website are going to run anywhere between $450 to $600, and that's just for the engine alone. You won't have an exhaust pipe. You'll have to source your own pipe, source your own header for that pipe. But I do my own fucking kits still occasionally from time to time for people. And I think the last Minarelli vertical I used an Arsenal Racing Minarelli vertical kit. Take it easy, class of 88. But yeah, I don't know. It's fucking hot. Is it time to go home yet? Damn near, Stephanie. Then I run Sir Ass Hat and myself to fucking Longview. Unless you needed to go, then we'll just head towards the house. Is it dusty enough for you, Stephanie? You still can't see his cap. I said, is it dusty enough for you out here? I'll show you in a second when I take off. I'll hold the phone kind of like this so you can see